What's up, guys? It's me, Pac-Man630, and we got a lot to cover in a little bit of time. So this episode is called Pack It Up and Pack It In. I am 1/4 Pac-Man630.
What's up, y'all? Oops, yep. We gonna find the symmetry. We
Ooh,
gonna get
come
there.
on. Go ahead. Go
What's
after
up,
you.
y'all? I'm Kaysen. I'm Cup and Noodle. How y'all doing?
I'm another of the Dynamic 4, Pride, 0 if you're nasty. How y'all doing?
And certainly last but not least, my name is B Hydration. B, how y'all doing?
And welcome back to GG's.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
We've been on a hiatus.
Unintentionally.
Very
Unintentionally.
much that.
I feel
Life
like
is
everybody had a week where it was like the way I'm set up. Apologies. Yeah.
Apologies. Last time we recorded for about 45 minutes 2 weeks ago on this date 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And my computer said, you know what's gonna happen? A brownout. You know, in my neighborhood.
I forgot that happened.
Yep. And when I tell you, I came back and that file was corrupt, and we all disbanded quicker than somebody's flopping girl group. It was a lot, so we missed out on the second week. So we are now a month later, but we are back nonetheless. How was y'all week?
Faster than Bandit.
Ooh.
I actually had a week where I could do all the things I usually claim that I do. I actually did it for the first time in the better part of a couple months.
Come on, you better get all of your things done.
Usually I used to be lying with good intentions, but this time I was actually able to do it.
Did it feel good?
Love that for you.
It did. And then it's like, well, you gonna keep it going? And probably not, because that's fair. It was like, oh, this was fun. I won't do that again for another 6 months.
You let it all pile right on up and then be like, damn, I got to do something about this. This is uninhabitable.
Ridiculous. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My weekend was kind of nice. I woke up on Friday morning to find out my entire family in my house went to Maryland without me, so that was fun. Yes, I really woke up and my mom was like, "We just landed in Baltimore. I'll see you on Monday," and I said, "Oh, okay."
Pride, wait.
So everyone went. I thought your sister just dropped her off, so they
went because I was waiting on her to come back.
Pride, are you empty in the house?
Wow. Yeah, it's just
Pride. My mom went to Jamaica. We are in the house alone. You could have came over. That's crazy. That's so wild.
You can FaceTime Philip, and y'all can both go to sleep on FaceTime together.
Wow, that was crazy. They left me on FaceTime by my damn self.
You fell asleep on us and didn't say nothing.
But then y'all should have followed suit.
Do that for you,
well, I need you to understand that it's not like when you were younger and you fall asleep on the phone, because when you FaceTime, your phone runs hot.
Girl, and
your phone
and
then if you put it on the charger, doubly hot.
Kaysen, don't you still have a home button?
Ooh.
No.
Oh, okay.
You got a new phone.
Oh, you did get a new phone. I was really about to say. You do not need to be worried about your phone running hot with that broke button phone.
Did you hit yourself in the face with your phone? Because when you be in bed watching YouTube videos,
that's when I know it's time for
doze
bed.
off, and then when I hit myself in the face, that's when I be like, yeah.
Can I be honest with y'all and tell you it actually really hurts?
It does.
It does.
Like it doesn't.
My glasses be catching it though. My glasses be like clunk, and I'm like, oh, let me go.
I do it at least once a week, and it's like, girl, just go to bed.
Yeah.
Like I just be watching something, and it just fall on my face. It hurts.
Why do y'all be having your phones above y'all face?
I do it sideways.
Yes. They're watching it.
But I just roll over.
Why can't you just be on your side and just watch it like that?
It be on my side, on my arm, and then it falls.
How does it fall from an elevated height?
Where's it falling from?
It's falling off my arm and hitting me in the face.
No, I meant like the phone is on the bed and you look down at it. Why you look up at it?
Wait, why am I looking down at my phone? So wait, what do you think I'm doing? Having my phone assume the position and I'm just hovering over it? That's weird.
It's a phone.
Wait.
Not be late.
I need you to clarify. Are you talking about propping it up somewhere? Are you talking about cuddling up to your phone? Like, let me look down at you.
No. Okay, so you're laying on your side, right? Your arm is up on like the pillow, and then you just watching it on like with your hand laying down on the bed. Like,
but where's the phone in this equation?
In your hand.
Oh,
I thought you were on the floor.
I thought you were planking watching. I don't know what you were doing.
It's not an access on the floor. You know, my
You
bed is
made
hot
that
as hell.
The way you explained
You
that,
explained that real weird. I don't know.
I didn't.
I couldn't
Don't
imagine that at all.
Y'all lack base comprehension.
Mm-mm.
So, B, how was your week?
Philip Pac-Man has adopted a new laugh in the past week. So we ready for that. Things have changed, y'all.
This is my summer laugh. It's my summer issue laugh, fresh off the press. So
what is your fall laugh, or is that a surprise?
that's gonna be a surprise because that's what I think that's gonna be it. It's still in beta right now. So.
I'm gonna hate that. Don't do that. I'm gonna hate that.
So somebody say something funny. Somebody say something funny.
String cheese. Oh no! Nope. I hate it. Cut it out.
Why was string cheese?
Yeah, why was that one was funny?
You know, I heard say something funny, and my brain processed it as just say something. So first thing that hit in mind was string cheese.
All right. Dehydration. How was your week this week?
It was really busy. I hated my life and I hated my world. But you know, I'm just preparing for my life changes as I transgrow. I transgress. That word.
Transgress is still the wrong word.
Is it?
I'm so tired.
Transition.
That whole sentence was so bad from start to finish.
Like I knew what's that word? The beginning part of a word. You know the word
prefix.
The prefix, but I couldn't remember
the suffix.
Come on, I didn't learn that word when I was in elementary school. I remember it, but I don't never put that to meaning. Look at me learning something.
Yes. But otherwise, I mean, it wasn't bad. I got a lot of new items. That makes me happy.
Yes.
Love that for you.
It's a sous vide machine.
Season, so I feel like that's
it is cancer gang.
Gang. Shout out to the cancer.
Yuck.
Here y'all go walking around acting all hard, and as soon as somebody say something, y'all ready to cry.
We got all that.
Shut your ass up.
Wow.
Crazy ass.
I would like. Can I talk about my week?
Left and right, Gemini.
I would like to talk about my week.
Yeah,
wow. You know what? Fuck my week. You know what? Fuck it.
Your week mattered until cancer season. Okay,
that's you know what? That was real crazy. You know what? We can get to my week next week.
Y'all
that's
invalidating.
It's cancer season. Fuck my week.
I will Pac-Man.
Cup of noodle is cancer season.
I was wondering why she kept saying
Pac-Man.
Like, what's happening?
We digressed apparently. In this week we digressed.
And Prince Zero.
Okay, cup of noodle.
Oh, transgression is when you do something bad.
Yes,
girl.
Oh.
Not you being on Google.
You really good.
No, because you just said it, and I was just like, wait, I know this context. Hold on.
Please tell me about this before I leave.
Well, my week was it was filled with labor, and it was a lot of it, and it's been real hot. It's been raining in Arizona actually in the middle of the night, and so when I wake up, it's like 105 degrees, but with like 50% humidity, and it's been a lot for me and my body. So that's been happening. I also picked up a new girl group to absolutely stand. So my wallet is going through trials and tribulations, but in the same breath, I put myself on a budget. So life is doing a little limbo, if you will. It's going through a lot at the moment, but you know,
who's a new girl group?
My new girl group, well, you know, I put Eyes One down for the moment and purchase Wise, and I'm picking up Luna and all of their expenses.
So not new, but a new girl group to stand.
Correct, yes. A new girl group to spend my dollars on, if you will, yes. But yeah, that's been my week other than tears and, you know, separation and loneliness. You know, I've been great.
Y'all got the house to yourselves. What do y'all do? My house is never empty. Girl. So what do you do when your house is empty? Do you just run around naked? What you
don't want to know? You want to know what's crazy? The simplest thing that I've done that's felt so free and liberating. Right now, the door to my room is wide open.
Pride,
and that's
busted loose, really? Busted wide open.
And that's never
nobody's coming up in my room.
Yep, no one's just walking in asking me annoying ass questions. It's so liberating.
For me, nothing really changes. My mom always like, don't bring
except you be in your mama bed for some reason.
Bitch, you could have mind your business. That's real crazy. Because I could do whatever. First of all, I'm in my mama bed regardless if she here or not.
I let you rock, Philip.
Thank you. She really tried to snatch my wig up. Like I don't do this on a week to week basis.
You don't go to sleep in your mom bed during the week, Philip.
I don't sleep. Who said I slept in? I slept in my bed. Not you loud and wrong.
Did you see him get up, Kaysa? Because I didn't see him get up.
But you gonna tell me where I slept in my house on that day? Because I definitely went to my bed.
Yes, I will.
Okay, you can be wrong then, sis. That's fine. But you know what, bitch? This is the fucking thing about cancers. You always gotta make some shit about you. Now you
Ooh,
done
this
made my
chicken is
week
lovely.
about you. Yes, it is.
That's
Well,
not a
learned
cancer
this.
characteristic.
Jerry. I learned this earlier.
What are you talking about?
Mel.
Thank you, Mel. Shout out to Melly Mel. When we talk, I was just asking what you do at home when no one's there.
Oh, yes, thank you. Before I was rudely interrupted, I usually put my speaker on like 2 more notches, especially like, you know, when you play the music, I just bump it up that extra 2 notches. That would be annoying to other people if you lived in this house, but since no one's home, I just bump it up that extra 2 notches.
Yeah, we went on our little staycation.
Oh yeah,
Philip really came in my room and showered and had that music bumping. And I said, if you don't turn that shit down.
If you had the only hot water in the house, and then I was like, let me turn it up.
He turned that music up so damn loud. I said, if you don't turn that shit down, what you think
that we had a staycation in which we had no hot water.
That man really came in and said, look, it's warm.
It was lukewarm. Talking about, well, it's a little hotter now, right?
No. Wait, you forgot we had no heat. It was
freezing. But you had no blankets either.
Covers out of the paranormal activities.
I took one of them ghost blankets. I had a grand old time.
I was under that quilt, freeze.
I physically remember waking up in the morning.
Cover, but they cost way too much.
Yes, I remember just getting up and then changing back into my sweatpants and my hoodie. I was like, it's too fucking cold in here.
I remember taking clothes off because I was hot.
Imagine being hot.
I was very much in my boxers.
B and I were just huddled up watching Always Sunny, but as soon as she left, I was like, oh, it's cold.
I was under that quilt, balled up, like, please.
It's cold. I almost went and got
Why y'all didn't just turn the heat on?
What heat?
There was definitely heat. There was definitely an
AC unit in the middle of the
yes.
Jason, you know what? We just go through our own struggles.
Because they had big rooms.
Exactly. I was in a closet.
And that's not how that works.
The thermostat was in the hallway outside your room. What do you mean if you were just hello?
All the rooms are always hotter. That's not how that works.
I was in a closet and it was just as cold. So
the thermostat, it's just the way that I would set the thermostat.
The thermostat was
really right there.
They just
it's really blame women in here, and I don't.
Oh
wow! This is real crazy.
There you go.
This is a lot.
Cancer. That's real.
This is a lot.
I'm not gonna call everything we do cancer.
Because you read. I don't know why you read.
Cancer energy.
This is a lot. Y'all have been doing some.
Cold is our problem.
No,
I'm about to go.
Be putting a bad rep on.
It's about to be 1 G because it's not about to be 2. I'm there to go.
1/2. Come on.
I feel like half of the G's are being disrespected today. And
wow!
You know what? Let me. You know what? Y'all got the podcast. Let me sit here. Y'all got the podcast. Let it be the Cancer Pod. Go ahead.
In here, go ahead, Cancer Cast.
It's just y'all invalidating everything that we feel, and that's what's crazy.
Imagine me trying to say what I did in my household, and you tried to bring up an invalidate factor that was wrong, but I'm invalidating what you did.
Making it about you.
You are.
Making it about
you. You know what? You know what?
You feel better.
Go ahead
and
host the show. Host the show. Host it. Go ahead. Go ahead, sweetheart.
You gotta post up. Go ahead.
Girl, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Host the show. Go ahead. Run it.
That's all. I'm so excited.
That's fine. I'm gonna punch her in her neck. That's fine. I'm gonna get her.
You trip down the stairs. I'm like, security.
Wow.
I'm gonna get you.
Don't worry about it. Because I'm already gonna get patted down. I don't need more.
I know Miss Thumb Knuckles ain't over there talking.
I make sure my dad thumped you in the face.
Girl, come on.
All y'all can
we gonna be thumping. Come on.
I'm gonna be in the mirror dancing. If you
I'm gonna be minding my business, eating some chicken.
I'm in the mirror. Don't mind me.
Of course,
of course. We're looking for craves. That's what I'm gonna be looking for.
What?
Nothing.
He want to go to that Craves place in Texas.
He want to go to that 5 hours away ass place.
There is more than one. I'm okay. It's fine. There's more than one, but I don't know how far it is from you, B.
We'll figure it out. We have this.
We have topics.
We do.
We have
who's
a lot.
Who's bringing them in? Am I bringing them in?
Bring them on in.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
Okay. It's hard to yell when that rails to your mouth. Anyway.
I'm so sorry. Pride our minds. Okay, let's go.
But first up on the agenda is the Anti-Hot Girl Olympics. Is
Yes,
that
yes.
one? Yes, yes,
As we
yes,
get
yes, yes,
closer
yes.
to the Olympics, I'm just getting more and more bummed out, and I'm so
Mm,
sad.
mm.
It's
It's
just we
like
can't have nothing.
nothing, nothing.
We really can't. But at the same time, there's 8 sides to every story. So here we are, you know? What's I don't want to butcher the girl's name. What's the girl's name?
Harry.
I'm starting with
Yes.
Shakira.
Yeah,
Let's go
yeah.
from top to bottom on the issues of the
Well,
Olympics.
I feel like Simone was first. Who was first?
Okay, okay.
I
We can
feel
go
like
with Miss
Simone was
Biles.
first,
Miss Biles.
I
Miss
know, I know.
Biles.
and the scoring of her
Well, yes,
routines.
as a I can yes, as a gymnast, I don't want to say aficionado because that would maybe place me too high.
Did
I
that.
can get into
I'm
this.
an
An
enthusiast.
So
enthusiast?
enthusiast, yes, one of those
I'm an
Yes,
things. A
yes.
enthusiast.
Come on.
spectator, yes. So if you do not know who Simone Biles is the greatest of all time, and not only women's gymnastics, but gymnastics in total. And she's created many a different Biles and had many a different skills named after her because she's the first one to do them. And she's basically shaken the gymnastics world up since many different gymnasts. But in the reason why we're talking about her today is not because of her amazingness, but it's the clownery that's known as the judges that underscore her amazing skills because they're too difficult for the girls. So instead of giving them what they're rightfully deserved in the difficulty portion, they decide to water it down because it's too difficult and dangerous. But
It's very much unfair.
So
it is.
basically, what you're telling me, so I understand because Olympics aren't for me. So if someone does a trick
Mm-hmm.
that the judges deem as too difficult or too dangerous to attempt, you get less points for that.
No, you usually get penalized, or they.
Yeah, so you get penalized. That's what I'm
I
Yes.
saying.
mean, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not like people can do them. It's just people cannot because there's a whole banned list of like skills
Certain
that the
moves,
girls
yeah,
can't
you're
do
not allowed to
anymore.
do.
That's
Yes.
the ban list. The only thing that's happening with Simone Biles is that they're deeming them too difficult, and she's already about 2 points ahead of everyone else in the gymnastics world, which is absolutely huge because that the sport is deemed by like tenths. So instead of when she does the skills, like for example, a double dismount off a beam, which is two flips, 2 twists, they scored that around the same as a full in, and that's they're not even
in the same
close.
realm.
Yes, they're not even the
yeah,
same realm in
she's being
difficulty.
penalized because her base score is pretty much crapping on other people's high score. Is that the best
Yes,
way to say it?
yes, yes.
So
They're
instead of
yeah,
just acknowledging the skill that is present, they're kind of trying to make her tone it down in a
yes.
sense.
They're watering her
not doing-
down.
Yes, they're trying to water her grade down because she's so good that it's just kind of unfair. They're trying to nerve her. There we go.
So basically, it's like if imagine if like Michael Phelps, a great swimmer, right? And they're like, imagine if they're like, bitch, you're too fast. So you got to swim with these weights on your ankle. Like not the same equivalent, but a very similar one where it's like this is like a systematic we're trying to even out the differences.
Trying to make it fair for everyone.
Yes.
You're only focusing on one.
Yes.
Which isn't fair.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, because she's too good, she has to dumb herself down to give everyone else a fighting chance. To
Correct.
make it look like she's not going to just clean house.
Correct. Yes.
Correct.
But
Which
not
is kind
yes.
of dumb.
Which
Correct.
I feel like even that's dependent on her getting her execution score really, because she could fall and then boom, that's points. But they don't even want to give her that opportunity.
Philip, if I'm
to
wrong, let
be
me
at her
know.
potential.
When it comes to gymnastics, you kind of know what your score is going to be if
Mhm.
and you do everything you claim.
Yeah, with your
Yes.
execution.
But
Yes.
that means Simone's base score is technically for what she's doing is so high
Mhm.
that she has a bigger margin of error.
Yes, she's okay. There's been the 2019 World Championships. Simone fell twice in the all-around final and still was about a point ahead of the girls. And that's because her difficulty and her execution is so high. She's been an all-around world champion while falling twice. Usually you have one fall and you're out the game. Like you're out the competition.
But because her base score is so high for what she's doing.
Yes, and her execution. That's also another thing. It's not like she's doing it super sloppy. She has it. She's an all-encompassed package, but since her difficulty is so high, for example, her vaults start at like 16.2 difficulty or something like that, or 6.2. My bad. 6.2 is like 5.5.
There we go.
Ah, I see.
So there's like a 7/10
Mhm.
like margin between the difficulty of her routines and the difficulty of someone else's.
And because the difficulty is so high, if she was to fall,
she could
In the
still
grand scheme of things, she
It
could
wouldn't even
still
matter.
win.
correct. It
Yeah,
would not
It
matter.
wouldn't even matter.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
But that is
Mhm.
Simone and her nerve thing. And then in the world of swimming, they have said that a swim cap that's for Black women with afros are not allowed, and they are banned
Which
And the
com-
reason being,
because they have never been necessary in the past, so they shouldn't be necessary now. Was really the reason.
which I think is a
yikes.
very lackluster answer. When I first heard about this, I naturally assumed that maybe it was due to who sponsors the Olympics, because
Mhm.
everything is sponsored. Usually when I see the swimmers, it's usually a Speedos thing. So my natural response was, well, maybe since Speedos is sponsoring the Olympics, they want to make sure that their hats are seen by everyone, especially when they're winning. You have the girl is set to win, old girl about to kill it, and now it's a different hat, but they're just saying you never needed it before, so why do you need it now?
Yes,
That brought me
they
to
in quotes said that elite athletes don't require caps of such size.
But she,
but that's what she wants to do. Unless it, like I said,
yeah.
if it's a sponsored thing and they paid for these endorsements, I understand that's more business. But for
Mhm.
you to just say, I don't think you need it, so you can't have it,
And
Yeah,
that's
that doesn't make sense.
gobbledygook.
and this is probably gonna be the most just general anti-black because it's just like I don't know. As a class swimmer, it doesn't like having a bigger swimming cap. It doesn't give you any sort of weird advantage. If anything, it most likely will like slow you down just because more mass.
Bigger.
Yeah, more surface area. That's more for you to drag on in the water. So it's not like she's getting any an
There's no
advantage from
advantages
having
to
it.
it.
Correct. Yes, it's just literally for comfort, for hair. You don't have to. Shoving 4C hair or for any hair into that tight swim cap is honestly illegal.
I can only imagine.
When I tell you
Not
your hair gets stuck on the little inside fibers and it just snatches you up every time you take it off, like I hate that. So
And
the
what's the
bigger.
name?
Sorry.
And I'm sorry, is this like a general rule or is there a
This
specific
is a
swimmer
general,
who's
but there was a
affected by this?
specific swimmer.
Yes.
Okay.
She was a British swimmer, I believe.
And was she also a cut above the rest, or is this just
That I would say yes. I think she was one they were talking about,
I believe so.
but I'm not 100% sure.
interesting?
But to the next one.
This one made me sad. That's all. When I tell you my whole day, I'm still sad. And I know that she's not gone. And we're talking about Sha'Carri.
I was talking about the other ones.
Oh, which one?
I thought we started with Sha'Carri. Did we
We
not?
didn't because we went to
did.
Simone.
Started
We
with
we
Simone.
said
Okay,
her
let's do
name.
Sha'Carri and then do the next one.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
I don't know. I wasn't ready for any of it. When I woke up and I heard it, it was like, wait, what? And while she's going to be racing the relay still, correct?
Yes.
I really okay, great.
Yes.
She won't be doing the 100-meter because she
In
has
Tokyo,
positive-
yes.
Correct,
Yeah,
yes.
for
Yeah.
marijuana.
She had such a great coming up story, especially from an athlete perspective, that it was like in the grand scheme of things, we've never seen like someone that has looked like exactly like her and then dominated.
Yeah.
Like I feel like in competitions, especially athletic competitions, you like it's like basically like kind of like a workplace where it's like, oh, you can't really have long nails, you can't have super long hair because that might get in the way or it's dangerous. Where she came out and she was just very authentically herself, and she looks like a lot of us, or maybe not me, but a lot of Black women and Black girls around the world. So, and she was dominating at that event. And she had such a great coming up story with her, not her coming up, but a great story with her mom passing this year. And she came and she did this and she was beating the races and she was dominating in that race while being short as well, because that's running is hard to do when you're short, especially to then gain speed on longer and taller runners. She just had such an amazing arc to then find out that she won't be competing in that race was a little heartbreaking for, I think, everyone, but yeah.
I think it's interesting that even at the race that she qualified at, there wasn't a testing system at that point. Because you would think at that level, if the next step is the Olympics, there's testing somewhere along that I don't get how that wasn't caught before, or if she was supposedly unaware of it, or if she was aware of it. Because I think it's necessary to say if she was aware of it, that she wasn't supposed to be doing it. Like, granted, U.S. and then the marijuana climate is what it is, but in that sport, I feel like, not to be that person, but there should be some sort of accountability. Like, if you know you got a government job, you ain't out here just doing it because you
Absolutely.
feel like it.
I am definitely sad, but I totally understand. And
Mhm.
I'm not going to be the one that's yelling, but what about this person or what about
Right.
that person? We know, technically speaking, I'm in Cali and it's legal to smoke.
Yeah.
Like weed is legal, but that means you can still get a DUI, no different than drinking if you are under the influence. So
Mhm.
it's something like we know the risk, we know what we're doing, and you can do it. More power to you, but there is a time and a place, and it's just very unfortunate. And I'm sad to hear it. It's like one of those you can't really argue it. The rules are the
Yeah.
rules,
It's
which
also
they
an
make, but
it's
you know,
it's also an international competition to
yes,
where it's like where what you do at your house, you can go over somewhere else and it's like not really like there's a rule for it.
we don't
So
do
I'm
that here.
yeah, and it's not in being seeing that the Olympics has had many like issues with drugs and like steroids and stuff, and that they've been looking to crack down on like drug usage. It's been like I know this was something that was probably implemented, doesn't make it any less sad. And I feel like we can talk about this and be like, oh, yes, it was a rule. And yes, I'm sad that it happened. Like, just because it's like, oh, yeah, it was a rule doesn't mean that it's like, oh, well, yeah, she shouldn't go to the Olympics. Like, I feel like there's a fine line that it's like I haven't seen a lot of the fine line really between the
I
two.
feel
It's
like
either one extreme or the
even
other.
the punishment is ridiculous because she's banned from that event for the next 5 years, which means the next Olympic event she can't do either, which is ridiculous
Really?
for people who
Really?
actually get caught doping. They get 4. Like
Yeah.
steroids, they get 4 years, not 5. So she has 5.
She got punished for 5 years?
I didn't
Yeah.
know it
Yeah.
was
I thought it was only a month.
I
Because
thought
the
it
when
was a month.
yeah, I thought it was a month. Because she can run at the next Worlds.
She's coming
Yeah.
back from relay.
What's I'm thinking of it? So many black women were misdone wrong. I know one of them got. I think the one who had missed the drug test, I think she got 5 years.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, she's only down for 1 month because she said she can't run that race at the Olympics, but she can run it at the next Worlds.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I
Well,
think
that's
the
good.
other one with the testosterone, she had tested dirty before. And then she said, yeah, she had issues in the past or something close to it.
Yeah, she's only on a
No,
1 month
'cause
probation.
we're getting them confused because there's also I'm talking about the one where she had the abortion, so she missed the test. I'm
Yes.
talking about that.
But yes, but with her, I want to say that she had something happen in the past.
Yeah, I
This
think
was
she had
her
missed a test before
yes.
and then got 5. But people who actually are found doping only get 4.
Do we think that the Olympics, because again, it's an international thing, do we think internationally some of the rules are dated?
Yes,
Of course.
Oh,
absolutely.
very much so.
Absolutely.
Very much so.
The
Without a doubt.
system in itself is dated. It's just proving, what is that word? Nationalism among countries. So I
Yeah.
feel like the whole infrastructure of it is dated. But
I mean, as one country, I feel like it's hard to like. It's like I feel like there's outdated things in one country. So when you bring a competition that encompasses every country and everything, it's hard to really keep all the other countries up to date, especially when it comes to doing new rules. Because, like I said, what runs in one country doesn't run in another. So it's kind of hard. Like I feel like
there's still international boards though.
I know, but I still
for each sport.
Yes. But I still feel like it's just I feel like there's outdated rules, and a part of that comes with it being like an international competition. So it's like where like I said, the drug laws, like here it might be smooth and dandy, but somewhere else it's like, no, girl, we don't do that here. Like you might get kicked out the group. It's like like it depends on
very much going to jail.
Yeah.
Very much.
The Olympics were always wild to me because the people who implement these rules and these things are people who have never done any of this. Like,
Correct.
people that are like gymnastics, those that are holding up the cards and judging you couldn't even do a cartwheel.
I would say, but that's some of them. Some of them have. They're just
Yes.
older at this point.
Goes back to it's the age-old saying: those who can't do, teach,
Yeah.
and those who can't teach, judge.
I get excited every year or every 4 years for Summer Olympics. They are definitely my favorite. And so going into this one, I was ready. And it's just like every week it's something new. And my fear is by the time, we hit the end of this month, it's going to be all nothing. It's just going to be dust. Like, I don't know. I was very much excited and I don't know what's coming next.
It's crazy.
Oof. Okay, but then specifically, I guess the last case we can talk about is the 2 runners who were found to have too much testosterone in their bodies naturally. So they were not eligible for female classification by this.
Now that is utter bullshit. Wait, so you're saying because they naturally develop too much testosterone, they can't run under as a female competing with other females?
Yes.
So they have to be. Oh, I don't want
But
to say.
what
I don't want to say
happens?
it to make it sound bad, but they have to run with men and be
I
potentially
don't know
outclassed.
if they're
I'm
even
gonna say,
running with
are you
men.
eligible to do
I don't know if they're doing it at all,
I
to be
think
fair.
yeah. So they outclassed, or they not outclassed, but since the
Yeah, I
level
don't.
was
That
too
sounds bad. I
high,
don't want to say it.
they scored too high on the testosterone test. So they can't compete in with the women, but they can't compete at all, is what you're saying, because
Yeah. What are
yeah,
they
they just
gonna
can't
do?
compete so they're just out of competition.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how that's looking, because they can't compete with the men. I would imagine for any other biological thing that would make them a woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's real crazy.
That's
That's
we
real,
that
So I'm trying
and
to
it just all harkens back to these old, outdated, weird what?
because you really can't control your
Because
hormones. Your
yeah, you
hormones
can't
be.
control what your body produces. If your body produces testosterone on its own, then what?
I'm also
Yeah,
pretty.
because it's actually a type of
And
condition
they're
that
both
actually be the
and they're
case.
both
Yes,
cisgendered women, correct?
Yes.
Oh wow, then
I'm.
that's crazy to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's real crazy.
I don't even know what to say to that. That's insane. That's
yeah.
that's their life. That's their career, and
And
they
this is
can't.
what they've been working towards, and they've never had an,
Yeah,
and now it's an issue. And what do you do with that?
what do
Because I
you
feel
do
like
with
it's,
that?
and then it's just, well, it piles on to everything else that has been happening to Black and African women. I'll say that because they are specifically African women
Hmm.
at an unequivocal rate this year.
But wasn't there a transgender runner in the Olympics once upon a time, and that was a whole controversy? But they still let her run.
That I'm unsure. I feel like we talked about this a few days ago. Casey, didn't you mention something?
I I'd seen a headline for a story that a female bodybuilder hurt herself because she pulled a testicle, but I don't know who. Let me look.
What?
A female bodybuilder. She hurt her testicles or something.
I don't.
Yeah, that was
I
the
don't
head.
think that's what I was referencing, but that is wild.
I don't like the way I don't like the way you reacted. What?
I don't know because I don't know how to like. I
So
don't know how to process that.
I don't know all the rules.
She was a bodybuilder in the Olympics.
Yeah, I want to say yes, but I also don't want to lie, and I don't know where the story is. But I seen the headline, and it just said female.
I'm gonna do some research after this. I just need
Yeah,
more.
look that
I
up.
need
I don't
more.
want to get it wrong.
That's a lot. You know what? Let me close this tab. I've scrolled too far. I have
Now you
scrolled.
getting into the wrong side of the news.
Yeah, I went to the wrong side of Google. I said, what is this? What is this videos.com I'm seeing? I said, oh, let me turn this off. Turn it right on off.
Not you
Not
watching
me.
people get lifted.
I'm
getting
tired.
bench
No
pressed.
tired. So tired.
Okay, Casey, I found.
You found it? Okay, because I'm crazy, but I you know.
You're not that crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, just weeks before the Tokyo Olympics. Female weightlifter suffers testicle injury. Not I don't know.
Come on, industry. Come on.
Laurel Hubbard's Olympic dreams ended after an accident and left her with a lacerated testicle.
Okay, so she's a transgender woman, but she's allowed to be in the women's bodybuilding. But cisgender women who have too much testosterone can't be runners.
Don't understand.
I don't get it.
Different rules for different sports.
I need someone to make that make
But
sense.
testosterone, like everyone produces, like I know
That's what I'm saying.
Everyone produces testosterone, like even women, they very much produce testosterone. Like it's very much a natural hormone. And I could understand if it was a hormone like, yeah, bitch, we're altering our hormones to then be greater than the rest. But if you have tested them and it's like, oh yeah, like we're not doing because there's also ways to define unnatural and natural testosterone. So it's like if you are doing these tests and it's like, oh, your testosterone levels are high, but there's no trace of drugging anything, then they shouldn't really be at fault for that because they can't control what their bodies produce or at the rate they do. Testosterone could really be a disorder.
Yeah,
and she will be competing as a woman.
But that means she also probably won't be competing at all.
Yeah.
No. I meant the per what we're saying. If testosterone is an
Oh.
outlier, but
Yeah.
you know, it works. It doesn't work both ways.
Because I remember there was a transgender runner at a few years back, and they made a big deal about it. A lot of women were saying she shouldn't be allowed to run with other women because she's transgender, and that's why this whole running thing doesn't make sense.
I feel like a lot of things are becoming outdated. Times are definitely changing, and it's something that should be talked about more. I think things, I don't know if things are going to change. I don't even know if things should change, but I think it needs to be touched on. Times
Ooh.
are different now.
Kason, did you see about the, I don't know which lady it was that said it, but they said that since Sha'Carri had long nails and long hair, that was a very prevalent sign.
Yeah, I saw her goofy ass. And that's the only way you can say it. Just a goof troop. And I don't want to hear, well, it's on the other side of the hemisphere, so they don't know better. First of all, when it came to track, a lot of the sisters wore nails. Flojo did. I want to say Marion Jones had nails. It's something you see, but for you with your two goofy ass eyes to see Sha'Carri and say her nails can't be that long, steroids. Flojo, she said, she tried to say Flojo died because of steroids. And if that's not a, Falcon punchable offense, I don't know what is. Like Flojo had a seizure, sis. Not a seizure. A seizure.
Yeah, a seizure.
Seizure. There we go. That's the word. It's disrespectful. And then you learn she is a journalist. Like now.
She is somebody's creditable journalist. Like
someone is paying her for these thoughts. And I'm like, but how? And said it with her whole chest and was doubling down and tripling down. And I'm like, this is a level of disrespect. Flojo is not here. You did that.
That was crazy. And it was very clearly acrylics. And I don't know what it was, but it like maybe that wasn't, I'm not, you know what, that wasn't her natural hair, I don't believe. And so I don't know the nicest way to say that, but it's not a bad thing. But these are very clearly artificial things. So for her to really crank her neck up and say, how dare she have long nails and hair, and that means drugs, steroids, like, I
don't know. She equated it to.
That was the pinnacle of ignorance. You can't get more dumb than that.
You really can. There was nothing more ignorant than that.
I think people just
did zero amounts of research.
They said, know who suck? Black women.
Yeah. And my thing is this, even if, okay, let's say, because that's Sha'Carri hair. So now you're insinuating that Black women cannot have long hair. And if they do have long hair, it's in fact because you doping.
Yeah.
I mean, even if, you know what I'm saying? Even if those weren't acrylics, that's where you're going to. Because in your mind, who is allowed to have long nails and long hair? It's kind of like, what you trying to say? Because we all know these are acrylics because we ain't stupid. But
yes,
even if they weren't, what are you trying to, what are we saying?
It has nothing to do with the topic.
Yes, nothing. And, a white woman can come with long hair, and if she wanted to have long nails, and they wouldn't bat an eyelash about it.
It's natural. This is how it's supposed to be. It doesn't make any sense. She did that. She really did. The things you do from the comfort of your screen.
Of your screen.
Just astounds me. Ooh. And honestly speaking, all it is you and your feelings. Because I promise you, if Sha'Carri was not winning, no one would care. But the problem is she great? And you can't stop greatness, So you got to find something, just some way to try to dumb down her greatness so you can sleep at night.
You can pal it.
Ass.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Oh, but on
all over again.
Yeah. But in light of Black women winning this week, I would like to bring up a story that wasn't even on the sheet. But I thought of it, so I was like, you know what? We're on track and field. Let's get into it. Allyson Felix was dropped from Nike. I don't know how long ago, but it was a recent story, maybe a year ago, maybe a couple months ago. She was dropped from Nike because she was pregnant. And it was this big scandal. They dropped her, and she was pregnant, had her, I believe it was a beautiful little girl, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it was a little boy, I don't know. She had a beautiful child, right? And she came back and just qualified for her 5th Olympics. And I was like, oh, you did that, sis. And when I tell you, I
remember a YouTube documentary about that.
She dusted, when I tell you, she dusted that race. And then after she finished first place, she said, whoo, like she didn't even break a sweat. And then she said, hey, baby, she really waved to her child in the crowd. I was like, oh, you did that, ma'am. And then she posted a picture of her in like a sports bra, and you could see the C-section cut, and it was really great. And it was like, you know what, take that, Nike. And I was like, you know, I want to, maybe if we're ending here on the sports takes, this has been a real Olympic, a gold medal
That's a
Olympic.
great story to end on.
Yeah,
Congratulations, sis. You
congratulations.
know, we love to see it over here.
Yes, we do. And I hope that, honestly, I hope that all of these black women go to the Olympics and beat everybody's ass. Like, I know at this point, I know Simone is gonna win at least three,
Just because
hopefully
everybody
three.
at work, all right?
Yep, I hope Sha'Carri
Yeah.
dusts everybody in that relay if she made in the relay, and I hope Simone Manuel dusts everybody in the pool. Like, I hope
Yep.
black women win in this Olympics, because you know it's giving real anti-hot girl Olympics right now. But
Really?
let
Really is?
Tokyo.
I mean, let's remember that the whole thing was going to be anti-black. They said, you know, you cannot do anything Black Lives Matter. Don't you dare. No.
Oh, did they
No Black
really?
Lives Matter here.
They
Yes,
really?
that was one of the first things that came to say, you cannot do or wear anything
Not
related to
gonna
Black Lives Matter.
Wow.
Wow.
They did that.
They did it. They always
Not
do.
them saying anti-black hot girl summers. That Olympics, that's real crazy.
They said
They
anti-women,
said, we know you
anti-black
blacks have had a
women
hard couple of
lives.
years. Don't bring that here.
Don't bring
Leave
it
that
here.
at the house.
That's
Thank you.
crazy.
They said
Mhm.
anti-black women lives, and that's crazy.
I just thought about something that happened, and it is not on the docket, so we do not have to talk about it. But all I'm gonna say is, Bill Cosby is free. If
Oh,
my
Felicia
God.
Rashad
Oh,
is
yeah.
taking sensitivity training because she can't get her tweets right. That's all
Wait,
I'm saying.
wait, who's
Felicia
taking
Rashad is,
Felicia Rashad, it was Bill Cosby's wife in the
Oh
Cosby Show.
God.
the
And when
ratio was
That
immaculate.
really was a
yes,
lot.
and when
Wait,
he
wait,
announced
I
that
need
he
to see it. I need somebody to send it to me.
Just go to
We
her
about to,
Twitter.
yeah,
yeah,
we
just
about to
go to
explain
Twitter
it.
or
Yeah.
just
Okay.
Google.
Or you can
So
listen. She was about to
when it
explain it.
announced that Bill Cosby was going to be released, she was on Bill's side and said they're
Oh, she
righting a
deleted it.
wrong,
Never mind.
and she's happy to see it. And she was happy that Bill Cosby was being released because he should have never been arrested. But she knew that that was probably not going to be for the best because let the record show, her replies were definitely off.
Mm-hmm.
She
And I
deleted
want
the
to say,
tweet, by the way.
I
Oh
think so because
no.
she works at Howard. I don't know exactly what
Yeah,
she
she does
does.
work
She's a
at,
dean. She's a
at
dean.
Howard.
Okay. And apparently, last I heard, she has to undergo sensitivity training because of what she did. So I'm assuming that's why the tweet is now gone.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone
Yeah,
was
she
on her
since made an
neck.
apology tweet.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it. I see the apology tweet. That's
Yeah,
about
she
it.
did that. And now, yeah, she did. And so now she's undergoing, sensitivity training. Because
Foddery and foolery. It can't even encompass whatever the fuck that
And
was that she
also,
said. Go ahead,
what I
Fry.
hate the most is every time someone says something dumb and can't get it right, there's just as many people supporting that dumb statement. Can
Yeah.
we come
we
together
all know
and
that.
act like we have some sense? Please.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's too much.
Day and age where you're never wrong anymore. Remember back in the day when you could just be wrong and that was it. You
Yeah.
sat and wrong. Now
Yep.
I don't care what you say. I don't care what it is. There is always somewhere to go where people will agree. It's not even just on Twitter. You can get on Google right now and think of some way out shit that's like, oh, absolutely not. And there will be a whole thread or a Reddit group or something that's validating foolishness. That's
And,
it.
and then that's what's crazy. And what's crazy is even you could even make an apology saying, "Oh, I apologize. What I said was wrong. I don't want people who are defending me understand that I know that I was wrong and I'm taking accountability for it."
They'll be
And
like,
people will still say, "Why are you apologizing? You don't
you're
have
not
to
wrong.
apologize. You're not wrong."
Yeah.
Hello? If I'm telling you I'm wrong, what do you get off from telling me that I'm
I think
right? That's
people
not
were
how that
better when they were
works.
allowed to sit and stupid because I think sometimes you be wrong. We be
Yeah.
wrong. And you just need to hold that shit and sit and stupid. But I think there's a lot of things. I think depending on who it is, some people just really like you. So they let you rock in stupidity because that's the homie. I think
Utter
you can be a
foolish.
friend and tell your friend that's some stupid shit. Doesn't mean you're not friends, but sometimes you got to sit in wrong. If I get it wrong, y'all better tell me I'm sitting in wrong. Well, I know y'all will.
We
B
will.
can't wait. B can't exactly. B can't wait. What I'm saying is nowadays you can't be wrong. And when Felicia said it,
Oh,
Come on,
pride. The
Felicia.
tweet's right there.
Yeah, I saw it.
I gotta say her whole name or I get it wrong. I'm sorry, Felicia. When she said it, it was like, "Ooh, girl." When I saw it, I was like, "Oh, you did that," and that's all I said. When I saw the tweet, I was just like, "Oh, this ain't gonna age well." And then, like by
Bro,
the
it
time
didn't age. It spoiled immediately.
By the time I
Oh,
finished streaming,
God.
I was on the shade room. It was everywhere. I was like, girl, it's going down bad.
It was when I saw it. It had like 18,000 quote retweets. I'm like, oh Jesus, sis.
It's just like that was a tweet that shouldn't even have stayed in the drafts. Like, girl, you
At
shouldn't
all.
even have saved that because
Always,
go
when
ahead.
it comes to tweets, I'm sorry. It's one of those things where it's like, girl, you didn't need to tweet that.
You
But
didn't.
it's how you felt. So are you a piece of shit hiding because you know better than to tweet it? Is it better to be a piece of shit in the dark, hiding versus letting the world know? It's like either way it goes, it's trash though, right? It's like, God, that's bad.
Girl, I
I
prefer my shit
mean,
unseen. Girl, don't even
yeah,
show me. Don't even
public
show me.
opinion.
Because
Public
when you
opinion is
tweet
public opinion is important, but shame is forever.
that part.
See, but it's also very noted to know that he got out on what is the word? What is the word? A technicality.
Why'd
Yeah,
he
It's
get
not
out?
that he.
Yes.
It was a technicality on the investigation
Yeah.
in the
Mhm.
case. So technically, he's still very much guilty, and they made that he's
Because
still
he
guilty.
admitted to everything he did, but they weren't
Yeah.
allowed to use it against him, and that
Yeah.
was the
And
technicality.
the thing was, he also only got it like he only got guilty on one count, which was the most recent one. So the older one, this is why they said he did time served at that point, because he only technically got charged for one account, which was one that happened, I want to say 90s, 2000s. All the other ones that happened prior to that did not count.
Yes.
That's
And
crazy
they
because
weren't, yeah, they weren't supposed to use that against him, and they did. So technically, they were in the wrong, so they had to let him go. Wasn't it? It was like based on time served.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he got time served for that.
but girl, he should be. I'm gonna be honest. I never thought that man would see the light of day from
I didn't either. He looks odd.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that the word to use? Like, I don't
Jail.
feel
I don't
so
know.
good.
Maybe that time in there really changed him. I mean,
No,
I'm not
I think he
saying
was.
change. He
He
changed
was
him
still a
physically.
celebrity in jail. He was not
Yeah.
nobody's, hard knocks.
Yeah.
Celebrity
Oh
jail.
yeah. He looks off though. Some
He just
don't
looks old. I think he just looks like
It
that.
could be just him being.
I need to.
Yeah.
He looked like that before he went to jail.
I need them to put him back in the jail. I don't. Maybe even under at this point.
Now,
Like, girl, I don't
Wrong
understand.
is wrong, and I don't want to hear a technicality. And I
Yes.
know, and I understand that there's like again, you seeing things through rose-colored lenses because it's like, dude, that's Bill Cosby. I don't give a damn who he is. Wrong is wrong. It's the reason why R. Kelly got to run around for as long as he freaking did
Yep.
because he can.
Let's be
stand-
100% honest. That's the reason why OJ's out here on a technicality, because he should have been had his ass in the
Yeah.
jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works both
Well,
ways.
let's be honest. OJ kind of pulled some shit at a time where
There was a lot going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but today
yeah,
in today's society, girl,
Yeah.
under the jail, right under.
record show, teachable moment. If you have a tweet and you have to set your tweet so only certain people can reply,
respond.
no one can
You
respond.
Don't tweet it.
You tweet it. Don't tweet it.
It's a dumbass tweet. You know it's a
dumbass
dumbass
tweet.
tweet because we
Don't-
all know when it comes to social media,
The girls will get you together.
Yes, we're a narcissist somewhere, so we never make a tweet unless you know how it's gonna go.
And you can
Yeah.
always quote retweet. You can't stop the girls from quote
You
retweeting.
can't stop that. It's like if you got to do all this
Phone
all
pride.
these security measures for this tweet, that's code for maybe
It was
that ain't the
bullshit.
tweet.
Yeah,
That
maybe that.
ain't it.
Mm-mm.
That ain't it. Do it again. But now she's undergoing Why do you get those passes? You be wrong as hell.
Why
but
do you get those? We
sensitive?
gonna send you to
First of all,
sensitivity
you know,
training.
the sensitivity
sis.
training, that's code for don't nobody. You don't believe this shit. You said what you said with your whole chest, and you meant that. So own that. Hold that. Don't tell me, oh, I'm in training now to be sensitive. Sometimes you just are who you are, and there
Yeah.
ain't no changing that. You meant
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't. The girls just need. Actually, I don't want them to start saying with their whole chest because that makes it even more shittier. But like, I
would
don't.
prefer you say it with your chest, so I know where to put you in my mind and do it.
Yeah,
later.
yeah. I mean, Felicia Rashad was not anywhere in the front of my mind, if we're being
No.
complete, nor the back. But like, I don't know. Like you said,
I
what you
think she had
said.
his chest during the case originally, so everyone was really
No,
done
she
with that.
did. Yeah. Oh, she did.
Yeah,
She had the
his
same
chest
energy.
initially.
Oh, she did. That's
She was
crazy.
supportive of him during that.
Yeah, so she wasn't on my radar anyway. She can grab whatever she got.
Cosby show that was. Where's Malcolm Jamal Warner?
I don't think any of them otherwise were for. I know Raven definitely wasn't.
Okay, because I'm just
Um,
I can see work together and you know them and things like that. And
Yeah,
I get it. I'm not gonna pretend if it's someone that you are good with and you do care about, it's hard to watch them go down bad. But sometimes
exactly.
it just is what it is.
But the
I
amount
want to
of
say most of them aired on the caution that like, oh, he might have done
yeah, it's the
it.
amount of like, especially when it came out, the amount of victims and people that were affected by this that came forward was ginormous. Like the way this was the headliner of many a news thing, many of everything, and it had Bill Cosby right at the front of it. So even if let's say that is your home girl or your father figure, whatever, I don't like everyone knows, especially in that industry, that one wrong side could really ruin your whole career. So regardless of how they may have felt, I don't think they were willing to go down bad for that. And so I honestly think that's how that was going to play out, honestly.
Yeah. And not to mention, when Bill was first undergoing all of this, everyone said they were just trying to bring Bill down because this was a time where there were a lot of
Yeah,
a lot of
Yeah,
people doing a lot of different things. So
It was at
because
the
of
height
it,
of the Me Too
it
movement.
was.
yes, so because of that, it was one of those things like, well, you just trying to pass some of the blame off to Bill so we can not look at everyone else being called out. So it was a lot going on when all this unfolded.
It was. But I feel like there was some it's for people to deny like, oh, he's a good person. Oh, he doesn't well, he's like 80 years old now. He I don't think he has really the moves to be doing it now, but that doesn't mean he didn't do it then.
There are people that don't even know this man.
yeah, but it's also the fact that you don't know him. You didn't grow up with
Exactly.
fucking
Assuming
Bill
that we see
Cosby.
these people on TV, so we know them. No one really knows anybody. You don't know what you're getting. You think someone is upstanding and great, and for all you know, they getting home from work beating their family. You never
You
freaking.
never know.
We gotta quit. What's the word? Champion for people that we truly
You
do
don't
not know.
know.
You
Correct.
don't know him.
I know that we think we know, and we want
Yeah,
to feel like we know, but no one
yeah,
really knows what people do when ain't nobody looking.
yeah. You know
Oh,
Bill Cosby the actor. You don't know Bill Cosby the
Remember
Bill
Bill's old
Cosby.
Bill's comedy skits used to be dark as hell, lest we forget
Yeah,
way back in the day.
Oh, that reminds me. There was a clip of someone asking Bernie Mac about Bill Cosby, and he had said something along the lines of like, well, I mean, he acts how he acts, but how he acts off cameras, I can't really attest for. He said that's not me to say, but you know, basically
Bill,
had a tone that he had
yeah.
a
That he
knowing
knew.
that
Yeah,
people
he knew.
knew.
Bill had the whole, he's the family guy. And I remember I remember Eddie Murphy had his stand up and he was talking about how Bill Cosby called him and told him, that ain't right. You need to be a better person. And he was kind of like trying to sun him. And Eddie was like, if you don't get your ass out of here. But he was being the good person.
Yeah,
So if I remember Bill Cosby's old comedy skits, they were dark as hell. But nobody ever talks about that because he was supposed to be like the really nice family dude. But before then, he was a little different. That's all.
I
And
think that's just how most comedians kind of got. Because like, let's remember Eddie Murphy before he became the
well,
Family
the
Guy.
average comedian would not.
Exactly.
They would have been canceled before they even started because Eddie got some old skits where you'd be like, oh
oh yeah. Eddie's old
Yes, the
skits were
whole Raw
problematic as
and
fuck.
the other
Burr,
Eddie's
one.
old skits were real
Dave,
problematic.
Bill
Oh,
Burr.
mhm.
Bill Burr, I don't think he'll. Good luck, Bill. It's a different time. Def Comedy Jam as a whole would not fly
Would not fly.
in
Would
2020
not.
between
I
Chris
kind
Tucker,
of think that's how
Martin.
comedians go mainstream. You become a family person.
Yeah. But what happens when you don't? Dave never made the transition.
He kind of did though. At this point,
The
he's
only
way more generally accepted.
Yeah, but that's only because of Chappelle's show.
Exactly.
Kevin Hart was always for me. So, it's not bad by any means, but never my favorite.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
Paul Mooney and everyone, they letting these fireworks go. I'm sorry if you hear them.
We
I can't.
cannot.
No, me over here too. These
they really
fireworks
are
is
outside.
what?
Let it be known
But
that
let
this
me
was
tell you,
filmed
they've
on
been
the
doing
4th of
this since
July.
like May.
Yes.
They've really been getting ready, slowly but surely.
Actually, they didn't start popping the ones in the neighborhood until this upcoming Friday. I said, "What is that?" I said, "Hello." Yeah.
Did y'all hear about the fireworks? I guess the police
And Ocean
confiscated.
City.
And then it
Uh-huh.
blew up in the middle of that road.
And
Oh, I think that's a different one because I know Ocean City that was supposed to be the actual fireworks show, but somehow it
no, so
detonated.
this one was in LA. It
Oh,
was
you
in
meant that
a
one.
Yeah.
hood adjacent area. And they're saying it was just something that went wrong. But initially they set them off in the truck in a residential area, but I guess it blew up and it didn't do what they thought it was going to do. It's like 60 people were injured. It was bad. And people were pissed because it's one of those things now. You pull this in LA in the hood, but you wouldn't have done that in the suburbs. You wouldn't have done that. But then some people are saying, well, they shouldn't have had the fireworks anyways. But I'm like, that's not the point. People going to people. But it's your
Yeah.
job to keep people safe. That's your job. I don't want to hear that. And I just can't help but feel like if it was in the suburbs, they wouldn't have let them fireworks off. They really wouldn't have.
See, on the opposite side of the country, in our little Ocean City, which is our Atlantic City in Maryland, they had all of the fireworks stored in the truck, and somehow it detonated, and the whole beach got lit the fuck up with fireworks, and a lot of fires went off. So the girls were very afraid and shook that that had occurred.
I've never been a big fireworks kind of gal.
Me
If y'all
neither.
been there for the
I like them.
I got
you
hit in the eye with a bottle rocket, and that pretty much hung it up for me.
I had
Oh.
a, I had a
That's
friend growing up
Yeah.
and she lost a pinky playing with
Yeah. We
it. It,
went.
it was a
Yeah.
nub, and they ever since then it's like, you want to play with them? No, I'm good. I like my.
Yeah. Like we bought some from like a road, a side, a dude on the side of the road, and they were all in Spanish, so we should have known better. But you know, they're bottle rockets, so you put them in the bottles, and you point them at the sky, and you shoot them off, right? So I'm pointing mine, and I'm waiting for it to shoot out, and then all of a sudden I hear it go foo, and then it does a little thing, and I just see this little red spark just come flying towards my eye. I'm like, what is this? When I tell you that ember hit me square in the eye, and I just didn't do nothing but stop, drop, and roll. Everybody was laughing at
I-
me. The whole outside of my eye was pink for like 2 months.
I thought you were gonna say you looked into the fire rocket and it busted in your eye. I was about to say,
No,
oh,
no.
pride. I was about to say,
What
oh,
was it?
pride.
No, the ember hit me, and then like just all the skin around my eye was gone.
See, nope.
So I was like, yeah, I'm good.
And I had my dog, and Cece was deathly afraid of the 4th of July. Like this
Yeah.
is
all dogs are.
All my
yeah,
dogs are curled up in a corner right now. Every last one of them.
and it was only just once a year. Like literally, as soon as they start going off, she got in a very nice corner and started
Yep.
shaking. I used to feel so bad for her. I'm like, can y'all wrap this up? Like this is. I've just now. I don't know. I used to have the neighbors that got on the roof and stuff like that. It was never for me.
We even got the signs out here. It's like some people are afraid of fireworks, and it's just a picture of a dog looking sad. And it's like, please be considerate. Don't nobody give a fuck. These fireworks
still
are
gonna
going
do it.
off.
Nope. I don't know. What's next after this? What holidays? I think we're kind of.
Labor Day.
Labor Day, yeah.
Yeah, that's in Seppi.
Oh, I was like, what you mean? What the fuck? I was like, what is that?
That's in
I'm still waiting for
September.
someone to explain. Oh, September. Okay.
Girl,
What
Seppi.
did you call it?
Seppi?
I was like,
Yeah.
that's
Oh.
in. I was like, what the hell is in Seppi?
That's what I heard. I heard Inceppi too. I was like,
We
what's
had
Inceppi?
Jenny, Febby,
Oh, I don't. Oh,
March,
No.
Y'all have
April,
great. I don't like that.
May, June,
I don't
July,
like it.
August, Seppi,
No.
October, November,
I like the kind that March was just March.
DC.
And May was just May, but June was June. You have to hold it a little bit. I don't like
I'm
it.
shocked you didn't say Julie.
Not
I don't
Julie.
like Augie at all. No.
Augie, Augie, Seppi, Octo. No,
no.
Dissy. Okay, great. Fact of the day.
Okay, yes. Ooh.
Great.
So, okay,
Now you
I
got
have
that
a
off.
fact, but my fact comes with a Surgeon's General warning, all right? 'Cause if
Now.
y'all-
The
if
surgeon.
y'all do this foolishness, that's on you. And we accept no what's the word? Not plausible deniability. We are not going to be held accountable for your stupid. So if you do
Oh.
this ain't on me. But
Come on,
did
no
y'all know-
liabilities.
Yeah, we're not liable, all right? Grapes light on fire when you put them in the microwave.
God,
the
Casey.
Wait. Us here at GG's podcast do not endorse putting grapes in the microwave. If you put grapes in the microwave,
That is
are
on
held
you.
responsible for your
Faster.
own
You can say it
responsibility.
faster.
Side effects may include burning down your house.
heartburn,
Side effects
dying,
may include burning down your house, dying, and killing your animals.
dysentery.
Dysentery. But anyway, continue. Why were you
Yes.
lighting grapes on fire, Case?
Kason, I swear, if you do this at your house,
I haven't done it
don't you
in a
don't
very
you
long
dare.
time.
That's how she makes her
In a very
crazy.
long time.
That's why your fire alarm just be on.
Craisins.
That's how she make them crazy.
Continental eats craisins.
I do eat craisins. And I
Yuck.
stand by that.
Yuck.
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 Don't
What
yuck
are
me.
craisins?
First of all,
Why
this
would
only came about because Philip made the grossest, thickest mold.
First of all, you're not gonna cover my shake. You bitches pay $6 for shakes while I'm at home cooking, bitch. Y'all are mad.
Right. You
What?
put Oreos with strawberries.
No,
and
it was.
bananas.
Let me explain the
And
ingredients.
wait, what are we talking
Bitch,
about?
First
Wait,
of all,
wait.
okay, so let me explain the milkshake. I make my own shakes because I'm not like some of these people in this VC.
Not you. I'm not like other girls.
That
You
spend
do it.
$5 when you can make a bigger one at home. So my recipe
I know you're not trying to reach for me.
yes,
Hello?
bitch, reach for
I'm
you
not
and your.
putting cookies and cream with fruit.
But mind
Like
your
a
business.
snack.
Mind your business. Okay. Anyway, any the fuck who. So what I do in my blender is I put 3 dollops of cookies and cream ice cream, and then I balance it out with a little bit of lactate because my bowels will only scream so much, and so.
I don't
You
think
put a
that's how
little,
lactate
you put a little
works.
sugar.
Now,
Shut the hell up. That's none of your concern. But then I put a little sugar in there. Put a couple of ice cubes just to make sure.
why are you putting sugar with the ice cream?
Right,
That's
he's
already
also putting fully grown bananas in them.
That's
Don't
not
forget
fully
So it's
that.
like
First
so
of
it's
all-
like a milkshake smoothie hybrid. That's what you're doing.
No, but then also no, because
yes, that's what he's doing.
Can
That's
I
what he's
explain
doing.
the rest of my?
Call it a
I haven't
mold.
even gotten to the fruit, bitch. Can I explain the rest of the recipe?
Continue.
Okay,
Sorry.
and then I have a bag of frozen fruits in my in my freezer, and I just put a couple of strawberries and frozen bananas in there for taste, and I blend it up,
What
and it
taste?
makes bitch the taste in my mouth. What about it? Like hello?
What?
So
Why do
basically,
Oreos
you're
need to
doing
be
so
with
you're
fruit?
doing a ice cream sort of
fruity
smoothie hybrid.
It's giving
Which
very
makes-
fruity
which-
cookies
it
and
makes it
cream.
so
Yeah,
thick
like a
that
fruit,
it's a
like
malt.
it's like a fruit.
That's
cream
B.
bar.
You know what malt is like? You have to add ingredients to make a malt, right?
Yes, that's how that works.
Then that isn't a
you're
malt
like-
if it isn't without the malt seasoning. So what's giving malt?
Wait.
Why
Yes.
are you saying seasoning?
So it's basically just like a fruit cream bar.
Yes,
basically.
but a shake.
Oh, okay, that's not that
But
bad.
like literally a shake.
That's not bad.
We weren't commenting on what it. We were saying it's thick as hell, like a malt. That's what we were saying,
Nah, when they
which was valid.
because
No,
this
that's
was
what we said. Pride it was thick. Every time he drank it, his cheeks was huge.
said-
We had to watch him chew it for 20 minutes. That was thick as hell. Like,
Push it down his throat.
It was. What was the consistency, Philip? Was it like
Thick as
oatmeal
hell.
thick, or was it just like?
not oatmeal thick. It was like good and thick, but I was
It
also
was a
taking
lot.
very.
Good and
I was
thick.
taking. It was good and thick, but I was
I
also
like
wasn't
them.
taking. But Pride also I didn't have a straw, so what I was doing is I had
so
a
was it
big.
eat with a spoon?
No, it
None
wasn't
of
even a
that was
spoon. I
gonna
was just
come to
pouring
a
it into my
straw.
mouth. Yes, because
None
with
None of
stuff.
that was gonna
With
come to
snow,
a straw.
Just
yes, it was.
caveman in
First
it?
of all, yes, I was drinking it like juice, and that's why I was
Oh,
like, oh
wow.
That was
wow.
not like juice.
Yeah.
That was not
Because
like juice.
with the straw, you could funnel in your mouth and get it. I was like, oh, let me just take a sip, and it would be like, oh, this is thick.
It was chewing that bitch.
What? None of that coming up through a straw.
It
He
was.
gonna
It's
beat you.
y'all
He
like to
would have lost the
bitch.
Philip would have
get
passed out trying to suck that.
us the quote of the day before I end this recording. Get to the quote. Quote the day. Quote the day. Because quote the day before I end
That's
this.
it.
Y'all got 60
Okay,
seconds.
okay.
Go ahead, be hydration. What's your quote?
Okay. I couldn't really think of a quote, but I did make one.
Girl,
Well, I
who
did
is
find
free?
one that I think is pretty. Shut your bitch ass up.
Wow.
That I did think was pretty great.
Cancer's a
um,
musty.
Wow.
Wow.
Not you, Cancer.
From
Oh, thank
a quote. Wow. From a quote of my favorite cancer. One of my. I would say one of my favorite cancers, not the.
Is it me?
No.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Damn.
Just making it about them.
Damn. I'm gonna
There
cry
you go.
about it later on in the
One
night.
of. One of.
I'm just saying you could
Today-
do better.
Shut up. Today is God's day, but it's also Taman's day. That is-
Oh, cut this the fuck off. Cut it off.
This
Time to
has
go.
been GG's. This has been GG's. Thank you for this. I won't be back, so I'm just letting you know
we
now.
didn't
This
even
will
do
be
recommendations. Are we not doing recommendations?
girl.
Oh, we
Casey
do
ain't gonna
need
get
to
her
do
ribs. Casey ain't getting her ribs. We can save the recommendeds for next week. Thank you.
Oh wow.
Next
I
2 weeks.
recommend you not putting grapes in the fridge
I recommend you not
And-
mind your business.
or in the microwave. Yeah, mind your business. Remember, I recommend look at your tweet. If only you can say anything to this tweet, it's a dumbass tweet. You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm packing at 6:30.
I recommend 17 Spidey's Love. Thank you. That's all.
I'm Pac-Man 630.
I'm Cup of Noodle.
I'm
I'm
Pride Zero.
Dehydration.
God damn it. I'm Pride Zero. If you're nasty. Is that it? We good?
I
Bye.
thought Behydration was gonna do it again because
Oh,
She was gonna
Oh.
I'm
say something, but-
Dehydration.
I didn't need to do it again. Never mind. This has been GG's.
I
Bye.
didn't say it like that, girl.
Bye.
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 Bye.